Kogi Assembly leadership crisis gets ahead as House of Representatives Committee submits its report. National Assembly may take over the activities of the State Assembly, but the Anti-Jimoh faction of the House kicks. And in Ondo, it seems the wind of impeachment blows as 18 lawmakers at night moved for the Assembly Speaker impeachment. For everything changed in the morning as Governor Mimiko weighed in. That's the focus on the program. Thank you for joining everyone on this Wednesday. Politics Today on Channels Television, the nation's news leader. I'm Sean Kimbale. Welcome to the program. Let's begin in Ondo State, where 18 lawmakers were said to have impeached the Speaker, Honorable Jumoke Akindele, last night at about 10 p.m. at one of the lawmakers' residence in Ondo, the capital of Ondo State. This morning, Akure rather, the capital of Ondo State. This morning, the Assembly was deserted. Some women staged a protest on the impeachment move. This morning, some women will say they are against the move to impeach the governor, went to the Assembly complex and they staged a protest saying that the Speaker must be reinstated. They also stated that it was just about 24 hours when they were talking about parity, the role of the women and the rights of women. But 24 hours later, they're saying that the Speaker, who is a woman, according to them, is impeached. They want the woman to be reinstated.
Now I'm here with a group called Ondo State Women Must Count to protest and insist upon the reinstatement of the Speaker, Right Honorable Jumoke Akindele. Now yesterday was International Wednesday. We're all around here pledging for parity. Today we are all shocked at the news that the Speaker has been removed. Is it because she's a woman? And that's why we are saying that the Speaker must be reinstated. The Speaker must be reinstated back to her position as the Speaker of the State of Ondo State House of Assembly. We are also here to say that women have been cheated. Women are not given our rights. Even when we merit it, when we even fight for it, when we eventually get it, the men always have a way of trying to push us out. We have looked at the allegations that they leveled against her in the letter that was signed by 18 members of the House of Assembly, and we can say that all of these allegations are actually frivolous.
But as the leader of the women who staged a protest there at the Assembly complex. But you know what happened? Immediately after all of these stories of impeachment of the Speaker got to town, the ripples got to the government house. And the governor this morning called a meeting of the lawmakers at a closed-door meeting. The lawmakers met with the governor, and after their meeting, there was a press conference addressed by the lawmakers. At the lawmakers conference, they give some perspectives into what exactly happened and what they've resolved after that deliberation with the governor.
Members at a larger and official gathering met to review the situation and consequently resolved to allow the status quo handle on the leadership of Ondo State Assembly as at 7th March 2016 to remain valid. The House of Assembly remains united, cohesive, and alive to its concerned responsibilities. The issue of leadership of Ondo State is an internal affairs and will be treated as such. We want to also appeal to any political jobbers outside the system not to eat the polity. As I said, we have resolved as well, and that will stand.
Well, that is Honorable Judge, one of the lawmakers who met with the governor, and afterward they said, look, the crisis is being resolved. We'll take a moment, and when we return, we talk more about the Ondo crisis and also a big one which is happening at the Assembly in Kogi State. That's in the moment. Join us again. Thank you for staying with us on the program. It looks like a season of impeachment moves. Well, let's talk more about it. First, let's talk about the Ondo impeachment crisis, which less than 24 hours after the 18 lawmakers met at night to impeach the speaker, well, outside of the assembly complex. Something very interesting. I have joining me in the studio a lawyer and a political analyst, Mr. Liberos Oshoma. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure, sir.
I mean, it's interesting that impeachment moves are, flying all around the place in Ondo State at night at the residence of a lawmaker in Akure. But this morning, something totally different actually came to the fore. But tell me, can lawmakers meet in their own residence at any place they choose to do the duties and activities of the House?
Firstly, I would like to, because for the impeachment of a speaker, all that the Constitution provides is, if you look at Section 92, quickly, Section 92 2 C, it says that a speaker of the House of Assembly, that there shall be a speaker of the State House of Assembly who shall be elected by members from among themselves. The speaker of the House of Assembly shall vacate his seat if he is removed from office by resolution of the House of Assembly by the vote of not less than 2/3 majority of the members. That's all there is to the removal of speaker. But the Supreme Court, in interpreting impeachment generally in the case of Peter Obi, if you remember, had heard that when the State House of Assembly went to Asaba to meet in a hotel, purportedly impeaching the governor, the Supreme Court heard that the business of the assembly must be conducted in the place meant for that business. And so to that extent, any transaction of the State House of Assembly or the National Assembly conducted outside its natural place of business is to the extent of that transaction then null and void. And so on that note, you would say that this impeachment moves by some members in a house, be it a hotel of a member, would not stand. And we should really depart from all of this illegality.
Hey, but there are a lot of issues here. They met outside of the assembly complex. That's one. The second issue is that they met at night. I was thinking that there is a time frame set by the Constitution for such activities.
Yeah,
10 p.m. at night. That's when that move happened. But in the end, what is it more interesting now is that they said, look, all that happened is the internal crisis of the House.
You see, it's quite unfortunate that all of this is happening, because it's not setting a good precedent for our democracy. I had thought we had passed this stage. If you remember the Obasanjo administration, where members of the House of Assembly will be transported from their state to Lagos or Abuja and sit somewhere and impeach a governor, that Supreme Court put all of that to rest. Even the gale of impeachment of governors, Supreme Court laid all of that to rest with the interpretation on Peter Obi's case. I had expected that any business that any serious-minded assembly would want to conduct now would strictly follow the rules laid down. But to go back and forth and then turn around after making a mockery of our democracy, to turn around to say it's an internal affair and we are resolving, or we have resolved it, I think there should be mechanism, for which the process for recall should be made simpler, so that people can truly, look their rep in the face and say, look, you people are not representing us well.
It's not only in Ondo State that the issue of impeachment is happening. Well, it's happening also in Kogi State, and that has looked so much that it has got into a peak right now, because the House of Representatives weighed in on this matter, and they investigated it. The investigation report is ready, presented to the House today, but it looks so much that that particular report and recommendation is going to be a landmark one if the Senate seconds what the House of Reps has moved to today.